So yeah, so in the previous verses we saw the different incarnation of Lord Krishna, and in this particular verse, the Suta Goswami is mentioning that Etech Amsakala Pumsam Krishna to Bhagavan Swayam Indriya Indradi Vyakulam Lokam Mrugayanti Yuge Yuge. So that means all of the above mentioned incarnations. So whichever incarnation we discussed from verse number, of course, first to verse number 28 are what? They are the incarnation are either plenary portion or portion of the plenary portion of the Lord, but Lord Sri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. So all these incarnations are considered as a Amsa or Amsa of the Ansa. So we can see in the Goloka chart here that, of course, that how Swayam Rupa means Krishna is the Swayam Rupa, and and from that, like, here the color and activities are similar to Krishna. So they are considered as a Prabhav Prakash. So basically, when Lord Krishna married to 16,108 wife, 100 wife, so he expanded himself in 16,100 form. And also, of course, he empowered Vasudeva and Devaki to expand in those many forms. That is called Prabhav Prakash. And when Lord Krishna was performing Rasa dance pastime with the Gopi, he also expanded himself in those many forms. That is called Prabhav Prakash. Okay. And then there is a Vaibhav Prakash. So Vaibhav Prakash, of course, Lord Balram is equally powerful as Lord Krishna, but his activities are little different than Lord Krishna, or little or more different than Lord Krishna. Color is different. Lord Krishna was Siam color. Balram was, of course, normal color. So that way, activities and of course colors are also different. So that is called Vaibhav Prakash. And so Balramji is the first expansion of Lord Krishna. Okay, so from expansion of expansion is like from Balram comes Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Vasudeva and Aniruddha. That these are the expansion of the Lord Krishna. And from Sankarsana comes the Narayan, the of the expansion. Okay. And from Narayan comes again Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So they are expansion of the expansion of the expansion of the expansion. So four layers. And from Sankarsana come the Purusha avatars. Okay, so these are the Purusha avatars. Uh, First Purusha avatar is considered as a Mahavishnu, then or Karanodakshaya Vishnu, then Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, then Sirodakshaya Vishnu. And from Sirodakshaya Vishnu's as essence, so it descends many avatars. So they are divided again in Leela avatar, Guna avatar, Satyaves avatar, Yuga avatar, and Manvantar avatars. So yesterday means the last class we discussed that there are so many incarnations of the Lord. Just like in a one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. Okay, and that and sorry, yeah, in the one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus, and such a 30 days makes 1 month of Brahma. So similarly, there are 360 days. So 360 into 4. How many? 360 plus you know, uh, 360 plus 144. So almost 5,040 Manu in the one life of Brahma, in 1 year of Brahma. So in one lifetime of Brahma, Brahma lives for such 100 lifetime. So 5,40,000, 4,000 Manus are there in one life of Brahma. Similarly, there are unlimited Brahmas. So can you imagine how many are the Manus? There are so many Manus. We cannot even imagine. Okay. It's very difficult to count the number of incarnations of the Lord, but just prominent incarnations are mentioned. So in this particular verse, although we have discussed in the beginning of the third chapter, so particular verse says that okay, all above incarnations are the plenary portion or portion of the plenary portion of the Lord. But Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. So this will help us. Sometimes many people ask how Lord Krishna is the Bhagavan. Someone say, "Or Narayan is the supreme." Someone says We Lord Vishnu is the supreme. Someone has the knowledge up to Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. They don't know beyond that, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. But if you see, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are just at the level of material world. Okay, so they are like the Guna avatars. Brahma is the in charge of mode of patience. Lord Vishnu is in charge of mode of Sattva Gun, and the Lord Shiva is in charge of mode of uh, ignorance, Tamagun. So basically, most of the people, three they know this much only. Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. They don't have knowledge beyond all those things. They are hardly aware about Shirodakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Karnodakshay Vishnu. So, of course, there is only one Mahavishnu, but there are unlimited Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and there are unlimited Shirodakshay Vishnu, because there are unlimited Brahmandas. We can see here. So, in each Brahmanda, Mahavishnu enters as a Garbhodakshay Vishnu. तो जितने ब्रह्मांड है इतने गर्भोदक विष्णु होते हैं और इतने सिरोदक विष्णु होते हैं. So many people don't know all those things. They don't study Veda. Either they just study up to the level of Sri Mahapuran or Devi Bhagavat. They don't go beyond all those things. And of course, in the Devi Bhagavat and all those things they have mentioned, but still, they are not presented by proper parampara. So it has not taken properly. It has not been understood properly. So that's why it's very, very important for us to know this particular verse. Of course, all of you should memorize this verse. Ete chamsakala pumsa, Krishna su Bhagavan swayam, Indradi Vyakalam lokam, Mrugayanti yuge yuge. Okay. So all of them appear on the planet whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheist. So as per the different, all those incarnations are coming with the different potencies as per the requirement. And the Lord incarnates to protect the theist. So while Lord Krishna appears, all those incarnation takes place just to when the disturbance is created by atheist and to protect the theist. So this is again, yeah, of course, these are the many verses. They overlap the answer of uh, um, third, fourth, fifth questions. So don't worry about this purport. Not go through many purport, but we'll go through this purport. So in this particular Sangya, Lord Sri Krishna is distinguished from other incarnations. He is counted amongst the avatars incarnation because out of his causeless mercy, the Lord descended from his transcendental abode. Okay. Avtaras means one who descend. Of course, Lord Krishna also descend from his Goloka Vrindavan to earthly planet. So he can also be considered as a avtaras, okay, because he is descending. Avtara means one who descend. So Lord Krishna also descend from his abode. So all the incarnation of the Lord, including the Lord Himself, descend to the different planet of the material world, as also in a different species of life to fulfill the particular mission. So He come on the different planet and in different species. So we have seen sometime He appeared as a boar incarnation, sometimes as a Matsya incarnation, sometimes as a Kurma incarnation. Then of course Narsimha was a unique. You don't understand which species he belongs to. Narsimha Deva. Sometimes he comes himself, sometimes he's different plenary portion or part of the plenary portion. Sometimes he directly comes. So he comes once in a day of Brahma. So that also in the seventh Manu. In the one day of Brahma, there are 14 Manu. Just like one day, over one day, there are 12 hours. And equally night, if you consider, okay, of course, if we are living on the equator, it's possible, or above or down, wherever it may be, because Earth is tilted 23.5 degree. So what was I saying? Okay, yeah, yeah, just like 12 hours. So there are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma, and each Manvanta there are 71 Chaturyugas. So just like in 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. Similarly, in each Manvanta there are 71 Chaturyuga, you can say minutes. So one Chaturyuga means consists Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. And one Kali Yuga consists of 4,32,000 human being years. So, and Dwapar Yuga is 2 times of the Kali Yuga. Treta Yuga is the 3 times of the Kali Yuga. And the Satya Yuga is the 4 times. So duration of one Chaturyuga is 40 to 43 lakh 20,000 years. So Brahmaji's one day is such a 1,000 Chaturyuga. So 4.32 billion humanly years made makes one day of Brahma. So Lord Krishna comes in the seventh Manu and 28th Chaturyuga. So that is the Vaivatsa Manu. So right now we are in the 28th Chaturyuga of Vaivatsa Manu. Okay. He comes with a different form, different species. Originally, the Lord is full of all opulence, all powerful, prowess, all fame. So this is the definition of who is Lord. So who possesses all Aishwaryasya, Samagrasya, Viryasya, all opulent, all powerful, all famous, all beautiful, all knowledgeable, and renunciate. So in the material world, either we are attracted by someone is wealthy, either someone who is wealthy, or someone is uh, most knowledgeable, someone is powerful, someone is beautiful, someone is famous, celebrities, and someone is monk, someone is attracted by monk. Okay, so you have attraction for different things. So if you see, if someone is monk, he may not possessing so much money, he's not beautiful, he's not necessarily beautiful, he's not be necessarily all knowledgeable, he's not be necessary that he's all wealthy. Someone is wealthy, it's not necessary that he's renunciate. So in this material world, okay, you may find someone is wealthy, but it's not beautiful, or if someone is competitor to him. But if you see in the case of Lord, he possesses all these six opulence simultaneously and unlimitedly. What does it mean? See, he's all attractive. That's why you can see 16,108 wives married, and all people were attracted, including the cows, including the animals, including the trees. Everyone was attracted towards Krishna. So he's all attractive. So he's all beautiful. So all powerful. So what does it mean all powerful? So someone can lift 100 kg, 10, 200 kg, weightlifting. But Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill. So then someone is all famous. So like if you see there are some freedom fighters, they are still not slowly they are getting forgotten. But if you see Lord Krishna, he appeared 5,000 years ago, and still we are celebrating the Janmashtami. Still we are reading the Bhagavad Gita spoken by him. Still we are reading about his Leela. Janmashtami is coming. We have seen in the ISKCON Juhu, almost 10 lakh people visit on the day of Janmashtami. Why? Because Krishna is all famous. Okay, it's all beautiful we discuss, all powerful we discuss, all opulent. There's so much wealth. You can see how he blessed Sudama. So just by receiving the cheap rice, he blessed Sudama with unlimited opulence, even higher than the demigod. And Lord Krishna, when he was present, he has a separate palace for each queen. 16,108 queen has separate palace. It's all powerful. Of course, someone say Lakpati, Karodpati, Arabpati, Kharabpati, but Krishna is Lakshmipati. That's why it is said in Brahma Samhita that, what is that verse? Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpa vruksha laksha vrute surabhin abhipalayantam lakshmi sahasra sata sambrama sevyamanam govindam adi purusam tamam bhajami. So here we are behind for 1,000 rupees, lakh rupees, maybe crore rupees, but Krishna is worshipped by, served by thousands of Lakshmis. Okay, so that is what is Lakshmi Sahasra Sata. Sahasra means thousand, Sata means 100. So hundreds of times thousand of Lakshmi, and he's all renunciate. Can you imagine? He accepted the position of Partha Sarthi. That this is the sign of all renunciate. He was not at a, oh, I am Bhagwan, so I cannot be a uh, what should I say? I cannot be a charioteer. He's all renunciate. The second is that he become Ranchoi. He has no fear. He just ran away from the battlefield. Okay, अरे जिसको जो बोलना है बोले, तो मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ता है? All renunciate. Then when he was performing rasa dance, so many gopis approached him in the night. Lord Krishna said, "Why you appeared?" And Lord Krishna disappeared from the circle of the gopis. They disappeared. So this is the sign of all renunciation. In the During the presence of Lord Ramchandra, we can see, right? He was One day he was declared to be a future king, but in the night everything was changed and he accepted the renounced order of life for 14 years. So he's all renunciate. So we can find all those things simultaneously present in the Lord Krishna. So that's why he's Lord. And when they are partly manifested through the plenary portion or part of the plenary portion, it should be noted that certain manifestation of his different powers are required for those particular functions. So as per the requirements, so certain qualities will be present in the portion of the plenary portion or whatever. Okay, as per the requirement. Just like, let's say uh, someone is appointed as a spy. So based on his duty, he has been empowered. क्या क्या कर सकता है, क्या क्या नहीं कर सकता है. So similar way, there are so many portion of the Lord Krishna. So they are empowered. Sorry, they have power to manifest, to perform different pastimes. Okay, so different powers are required for those particular functions. And when in the room small electric bulbs are displayed, it does not mean that. So example is given that it is like electric bulb. From electricity, from the main lines, we are able to uh, enlight the bulb. Doesn't mean that electricity has capacity to just enlight that bulb. Of course, electricity has the capacity to run uh, big machine. Okay, just like it can be run as a fan, it can be rotated as a fan to provide us uh, air. It can be rotated as a compressor for exhaustion and whatever it may be. It can be people have all the bogies of the train, and some motor is just required to open the window. और एसी का वो टर्न ऑन ऑफ करने के लिए मोटर की जरूरत पड़ती है, स्टेपर मोटर. So based on the requirement. So it doesn't mean that electricity is just limited to just one bulb. It can be utilized as per the requirement. So that example is given. The powerhouse is limited by small bulbs. It doesn't mean that, okay, so when in the room small electric bulbs are displayed, it does not mean that electric powerhouse is limited by small bulbs. The same powerhouse can supply power to operate large-scale industrial dynamos with a great volt. Similarly, incarnation of the Lord display limited powers because so much power is needed at particular times. Just like Lord Ramchandra, he can perform because he could have done, right? Married so many queens, but he said, "I am Maryada Purushottam." So he said that I will not exhibit this passion in this incarnation, but when he comes as a Lord Krishna, he will exhibit. Okay. So, for example, the Lord Parsuram, Lord Narasimha displayed unusual opulence by killing the disobedient Kshatriya 21 times and killing the greatly powerful atheist Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that even the demigods or in other planets would tremble simply by the unfavorable raising of his eyebrow. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful. Let's say he's feeling hot in the room. So he just have to raise his eyebrow towards Pavan there. So immediately he will start AC. Temperature come kar. Let's say there is a cold. So you have to raise the eyebrow towards the sun god. Immediately the temperature will be increased. Sometimes he wants rain. Just you have to raise the eyebrow towards Indra. So he used to control these demigods just by uh, eyebrows movement. Okay, but Lord Narasimha, they kill him. So demigods in the higher level of material existence many times excel in most well-to-do human beings in duration of life, beauty, wealth, paraphernalia, and all other respects. Still, they are afraid of Hiranyakashipu. So these demigods, they were so powerful compared to human beings, but still they were afraid of Hiranyakashipu. Thus, we can simply imagine how powerful the Hiranyakashipu was in this material world. That means we can understand how much power Hiranyakashipu had. But even Hiranyakashipu was cut into the small pieces by the nails of the Lord Nrsimha. But he was just killed by the nails of the Nrsimha. Forget about just, Hiranyakashipu tried to attack the 5-year-old boy of Prahlad Maharaj. He was the son of Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu has performed the tapasya for hundreds of celestial years. Even 36,000 earthly years he has performed the tapasya. And Prahlad Maharaj was just 5-year-old. And when he tried to attack on Prahlad Maharaj, Narsimhadev appeared and killed Hiranyakashipu. Can you imagine? The devotee is so powerful, then how much the Lord will be powerful? Okay. So similarly, Jamdagna means Jamdagna means the son of Jamdagni Muni, Parsuram. Displayed the Lord's power to kill all the disobedient kings powerfully situated in their respective states. So they were not properly functioning as per the Satriya activity. The Lord's empowered incarnation Narada and plenary incarnation Vara, as well as indirectly empowered Lord Buddha, created faith in the mass of people. Incarnation of the Lord Dhanvantari displays fame, and Balram, Mohini, and Vamana exhibited beauty. Dattatreya, Matsya, Kumara, and Kapila exhibited his transcendental knowledge. And Narayana exhibited his renunciation. So all the different indirectly or directly empowered incarnation of the Lord manifest different features. But Lord Krishna, the premier Lord, exhibited the complete feature of the Godhead. They have exhibited certain power, but Lord Krishna exhibited complete power. Okay. So thus it is confirmed that he is the source of all the incarnation. So other incarnations were possessing certain amount of power, but Lord Krishna exhibited all power, all the kalas. And the most extraordinary feature exhibited by Lord Krishna was his internal energetic manifestation of his pastime with the cowherd girls. His pastime with the gopis are display of transcendental existence, bliss, and knowledge. Although these are manifested apparently as a sex love. Okay. The specific attraction of his pastime with the gopis should never be misunderstood. Directly. The position to understand the transcendental nature of the Lord Krishna's pastime with the gopis, Bhagavatam promotes the students. So we have to study the Bhagavatam gradually. We should not directly jump to the 10th canto and specifically the Rasada's pastime. But we need to we need to study Bhagavatam step by step, canto by canto. That is very, very important. Okay. So according to Srila Jiva Goswami, the statement in accordance with the authoritative source, Lord Krishna is the source of all other incarnations. So this is, Lord Krishna is the source of all other incarnations. It is not that Lord Krishna has any source of incarnation. All the symptoms of the supreme truth in full are present in the person of Lord Krishna. So what are the symptoms of being a Lord? Source of everything, that he has all the six opulent, all wealthy, all beautiful, all famous, all knowledgeable, and all renunciate. So everything was simultaneously and unlimitedly present in Lord Krishna. Whereas in other incarnation, it was limited to certain qualities. Okay. So, and in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord emphatically declares that there is no truth greater than or equal to himself. Matsa Partara Nanya Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. He says in 7.7. There is no other truth superior than him. So in this stanza, the word Swayam is particularly mentioned to confirm that Lord Krishna is no other source than himself. So Swayam Bhagwan, who is the Swayam Bhagwan? No other is the source. So Bhagwan means he is the source of everything. He has no source. He is the controller of everything, but he has no controller. Okay. So he is the cause of everything, but there is no cause for him. So he is a God. So we can see Krishna was the cause of everything. Krishna was the source of everything. Krishna has no source. Okay. So all those things are there. Although in other places the incarnation are described as a Bhagwan because of their specific function. So sometimes Narada is also considered as a Bhagwan. Sometimes Vyasdev is also considered as a Bhagwan. And sometimes king can also be considered as a Bhagwan. Why? King has a power to control different people. It has a power to control different people. King has a power. So he can also he's a representative of the God, king. So he can also be considered as a Bhagwan, but he's not a supreme God. Okay. So although in other places the incarnation are described as a Bhagwan because of their specific function, nowhere they are declared to be the supreme personality of God. They may be Bhagwan, but they are not a supreme God. In this stanza, the word Swayam signifies the supremacy as the Somam Banam. So Krishna is the supreme. That is what is mentioned. Okay. The Samam Banam Krishna is one without a second. He himself has expanded himself in various part, portion, and the particles as Swayam Rupa, Swayam Prakash, Tad Ekatma, Prabhav, Vaibhav, Vilas, Avtara, Aves, and Jivas. So you can see here in the chart what are all those terminology. So you can see here is a Swayam Rupa, then Swayam Prakash. So it can be expanded as a Prabhav Prakash, Vaibhav Prakash. So then Balram is Tad Ekatma Rupa, then Vilas, then Vaibhav Vilas, Swamsa, Aves, all those things are mentioned. So Lord Krishna has expanded this way. So that is what is mentioned here. Okay. All provided with innumerable energy just suitable to respective person and personality. So they are as per their, they have energy or power as per the requirement. Learned scholar in transcendental subject have carefully analyzed the Samambanam Krishna to have 64 principal attributes that we have discussed in Nectar of Devotion. Okay, all the expansion or the categories of the Lord possess only some percentage of these attributes. Okay, some may possess all powerful, all beautiful. Someone just possess. You can say that renunciated, non-Narayan Rishi. They possess only the all renunciate. They don't. They, they can exhibit, but they will not. Okay, so but Krishna is the possessor of the attributes 100%. So he has 100%. All the six opulent, all wealthy, all beautiful, all famous, all knowledgeable, and all renunciate. In his personal expansion, such as Swayam Prakash, Tad Ekatma, up to the categories of avatars who are all Vishnu Tattva, possess up to 93% of the these transcendental attributes. So Krishna possesses 64 qualities, whereas Narayana 60. So which are the four qualities not possessed by Narayana? Bhakta Rupa, sorry, Bhakta Madhuri, Rupa Madhuri, Lila Madhuri, and Venu Madhuri. Krishna possesses Venu. Narayana doesn't. Krishna always stays with the Bhakta. He's Rupa Madhuri and Lila Madhuri perform various pastimes. Okay. Lord Shiva, who's neither Avtara or nor Aves, is in between. He's not a Jiva Tattva, he's not a Vishnu Tattva, he's in between. It possesses up to 84 percentage of his attribute. But the Jivas or the individual living beings in different status of life possess up to the limit of 78% of the attributes. So Brahmaji possesses highest is a 78 and other living entities gradually down. Okay. So in the conditioned state of material existence, the living being possesses this attribute in very minute quantity. So we are also have some renunciation, we are also have some wealth, and we are also have beauty, but not that like a Krishna unlimited way. Okay. The most perfect living being is Brahma, the supreme administrator of the one universe. He possesses 78% of the attributes in full. All other demigods have same attributes in the less quantity. So they have less than 78. Whereas human being possess the attribute in very minute quantity. The standard of perfection for a human being is develop the attribute up to 78% in full. So if we really advance human being, so we There are 70, 80, 78% of attributes of Lord Krishna possess. The living being can never possess attribute like a Shiva, Vishnu, or Lord Krishna. Okay. A living being can become godly by developing the 78% transcendental attributes in fullness. So if someone possesses 78% of attributes, then he is considered as a most powerful living entity, Jivatma, not the Lord. But he can never become a god like Shiva or Vishnu or Krishna. He cannot even become a Shiva. He cannot become a like a Vishnu, who possesses 93%, Lord Shiva possesses 84, Lord Krishna possesses 100%. He can become a Brahma in due course. The godly living beings who are all resident of the planets in the spiritual sky are eternal associate of God in different spiritual planets called Haridham, Mahesdham. So what is this Haridham, Mahesdham? So you can see here again in the chart. So they have divided like this is Golokadham where Lord Krishna and is present, and this is Haridham where Lord Vishnu is present. Ayodhya is in between. Okay, so Mahesdham where there are two kind of Shiva. One is Sadasiv and one is Rudrasiv. Okay, so Sadasiv is half Vishnu, half Shiva. So sometimes it displays the quality of Vishnu, sometimes it displays the quality of Shiva. And both this material world is considered as a Devi Dham. So there is a verse in Brahma Samhita that what is that? Srushti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Sakti Rekha Chayava Yasya Bhunani Vibharti Durga. So Durga is the cause of Srishti Sthiti, creation and destruction. And Pralaya, Srishti Sthiti Sadhana Sakti Rekha Chayava Yasya Bhunani Vibharti Durga. So Durga Devi is in charge of this material world. Okay, so that is what is mentioned. Okay, you may slowly will remember all those things. The abode of Lord Krishna above all spiritual planet is called Krishna Lokar Goloka Vrindavan. So we discuss about Haridham. Mahesh Dham is above than Devi Dham. Mahesh Dham is above than Devi Dham. Haridham is above than Mahesh Dham, and Goloka Dham, Goloka Vrindavan Dham is highest on the top level. Abode of all planet is called Krishna or Goloka Vrindavan, and the perfect living being by developing 78% of the above attribute in fullness can enter the planet of Krishna Loka after leaving the present material body. So by performing devotional service, if you perform devotional service, then you can develop maximum 78% of the attributes of what Lord Krishna possesses. And then we can become qualified to enter in the Krishna Loka. Okay. So just with this, I and जन्माद्भुज भगवतो य एतत् प्रयतो नर स्वयं प्रातः भक्त्या दुःखग्राममुच्यते. Whoever carefully recite the mysterious appearance of Lord with devotion in the morning and in the evening gets the relief from all misery of life. So you remember in the beginning of the chapter, uh, I think verse number I forgot. Of course, we'll again learn this thing in second canto, where Sukadeva Goswami is speaking the same thing. But we learn in the second chapter. What was that? I think last two verses. I forgot that particular verse, but there it is mentioned that Srotavyascha, Kirtitavyascha, Smartavyascha, Ichito Abhayam. So if someone wants to get rid of from all miseries, then what they have to do? They have to hear about, glorify, and remember the activities and pastime of Lord Krishna. That's what we have discussed, right? So same thing was mentioned in the second chapter. Anyway, I could not remember the word from it, so that is a similar thing. Yeah. Sotavya Kirtitavya Deya Pujyasya Nityada. So we have to glorify, remember, worship the personality of Godhead, who is protector of the devotees. So that is what is mentioned. Whoever carefully recite the mysterious appearance of the Lord with devotion in the morning and in the evening, that's relief from all misery. So just by hearing about, glorifying about, and remembering and worshipping the Lord, we can be free from all miserable life. Okay, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here.